Let me guess, you're here because your fuel gauge is broken. You've checked the basics. You've checked your sending unit, you know that's good. You've checked the voltages at the sending unit and the back of your dash, you know those are good, but nothing's working. This is what happened to me, and I finally found the source of my problem. I'm gonna share it with you. If you stick around to the end, I'm even gonna show you how to fix it. Now, some of you have asked me specifically to show you how to test the gauge to see if it works. So we're gonna start there. The simplest way to test this is with a 6-volt battery. While this system works on 12 volts, the regulator actually brings it down to a pulsing 5 volts. Since I'm gonna connect directly to the gauge, I'm bypassing all of the voltage protection. So we're gonna go as close to 5 volts as we can. Little 6-volt lantern battery should do the trick. So in addition to our 6-volt battery, just got a couple of pieces of wire here, and a 3/8 and a 1/4" socket. These are our studs for our fuel gauge. For our connections, I actually want to put my red one here. I want to put my black one here. Now, you can clean these up if you want to. You really don't have to. You can get a halfway decent connection just wrapping them around. With your wire wrapped around your post, just take it and kind of pinch it in the spring here. And now we're ready for the test. Just take your positive wire, connect it here, and we should see needle movement. Once you see your needle move, go ahead and disconnect the battery. All done. We know the gauge works. So now it's time for some deeper investigation. Now we're gonna break out the multimeter and do some resistance testing. Go on, set this bad boy to resistance. That's the horseshoe. And let's see what we got. First thing I wanna do is go from ground to ground. You can see I have 0.7 ohms of resistance, which is good. Now if I go to the positive side to my pin, this is where my sending unit comes in. Uh-oh. You see that? See how wiggly that is? Shouldn't be that way. So right now I have 0.7. But if I move it around, you see it jumps all over the place. We eventually lose connection. This is the spot I was talking about. These pins are notorious for coming loose. And I actually have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. That one's getting there too. Have you seen pins that bad? Maybe worse? Oh no, let me know down in the comments. How do we fix it? We get this board taken off and we solder the pins in. With the board off, you can see our contacts are not looking too great on the lights. They look pretty decent where our gauges actually go in. And the area around our pins don't look bad either. So while we have it out, let's go ahead and clean these up a bit. I've seen quite a few people do this on YouTube. Yeah, no, don't sand these, please. Simplest way to clean these is with a pencil eraser. I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom half of this one so you can see how it looks once it's done. See how well the bottom half of that cleaned up? It's all you need. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the rest of these up, and when I come back, we're gonna work on getting these pins soldered in. Put a couple of blocks of wood under here to support the board. Now I'm ready to start repairing on these pins. First thing you wanna do is you wanna make sure that your tip is clean. Easy way to do that, just take a wet sponge, wipe it off until your tip's shiny. I'm using 60/40 flux core solder, so if you just add a little bit to that, that smoke is your flux burning. That will also help clean the tip. So to do this, just take your tip, touch nice and easy, and add just a little bit of solder. What that'll do is it'll get your flux cleaning. We get a really good close-up in here, you'll see this thing looks like just a big booger. This is not a good solder joint. What you wanna do is go ahead and take your iron, put it back on there, and just hold it. It'll eventually, what is gonna happen, is your solder is gonna melt and flow out. It may not be the prettiest, but it'll do. Probably be helpful to take the pins out, clean the contacts, clean the pins up. It'll give you a much cleaner solder job. Once you're done, give these bad boys the old wiggle test, then check it with a meter, 0.6, 0.7, and 2.8, which I expect because we have the voltage regulator on there. Now that my connections are good, I can go ahead and put this thing back together, and this bad boy should be ready to go back in the car and work. If you want to see how I got it out of the car, that guy right there, check it out. So today we're going to get into some advanced troubleshooting. Words are hard. Apparently cold like warps my brain. I don't know. No, it's in hyperlapse, damn it. I can't feel my fingers, it's cold.